सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। दिक्कालाद्यनवच्छिन्नानन्तचिन्मात्रमूर्तये दिक्कालाद्यनवच्छिन्नानन्तचिन्मात्रमूर्तये स्वानुभूत्यैकमानाय नमः शान्ताय तेजसे स्वानुभूत्यैकमानाय नमः शान्ताय तेजसे दिक्कालाद्यनवच्छिन्नानन्तचिन्मात्रमूर्तये स्वानुभूत्यैकमानाय नमः शान्ताय तेजसे. So we have begun this literary work, a compilation of 100 profound shlokas on Samanya Dharma or universal values, and attributed to the great poet Bhartrihari. And in the very Mangala Charanam, he offers his namaskaras to Paramatma and described as the embodiment of Chit, Chinmatra Murtaye, pure consciousness, and that which is Ananta, limitless, and not limited by Nama, Rupa, Kriya, and the bodies, and dik, space, time, attributes, gunas, limitless. That is the nature of Paramatma, and that is a Svatasiddhaha or Swayam Prakashakaha. It is self-evident and known through a subtle mind. So, there is no pramana to prove its existence because it is the nature of knowledge and pure existence. And it is the Swarupa Shanti, unto that Shantaya, brilliance, Tejase, my namaskaras. Now that is the Mangala Charanam. Now this shloka is considered the first of the Neeti Shatakam. And these 100 shlokas of the Neeti Shatakam are, I told you, divided into paddhatis, sections. Yeah, and the first section is called Murkha Paddhati. So Murkha is, in English we say fool, but Sanskritam, a better word is Aviveki. And Shankaracharya uses the word Mudhaha. Now, in the Bhajagovindam especially, there is a very strong wake-up call. Oh Mudhaha, you wake up from the dream of worldly life. Stop chasing Artha and Kama. Mudhajahihi dhana gama trishna. Purusad buddhi manasi vitrishna. So we saw a few shlokas last week describing the nature of the Murkha. And it may be easier to retrieve a gemstone from the fangs of a crocodile, or cross a turbulent ocean, quench one's thirst by the mirage waters, extract oil from sand, or adorn one's hair with a ferocious serpent. But it is very difficult to convince or make a Mudhajana understand, Murkhajana understand, because the mind is closed, the mind is very fixated, and it is argumentative, and there is so much tamas there. So that is the first few shlokas comprising what is called the Murkha Paddhati. Today we will do one more of that shloka and then move to the next section. Okay? Let us chant that first. साहित्य संगीत कला विहीनः साहित्य संगीत कला विहीनः साक्षात् पशुः पुच्छ विषाणहीनः साक्षात् पशुः पुच्छ विषाणहीनः तृणं न खादन्नपि जीवमानः तृणं न खादन्नपि जीवमानः तद्भागधेयं परमं पशूनां तद्भागधेयं परमं पशूनाम् साहित्य संगीत कला विहीनः साक्षात् पशुः पुच्छ विषाणहीनः तृणं न खादन्नपि जीवमानः तद्भागधेयं परमं पशूनाम्. So here Bhartrhari is describing further, the nature of this Murkhajana. Sahitya Sangeeta Kala Vihinaha Sakshat Pashuhu Pucha Vishanahinaha Trinam Na Khadan Api Jivamanaha Tat Bhagadheyam Paramam Pashunam. So here Bhartrhari is describing the nature of this Murkhajana in this way, that how he is the one who is devoid of Sahitya, literature, Sangeetam, music, and any form of Kala, fine arts. Devoid of all this, Sahitya, Sangeeta, Kala, Vihinaha, Murkhajana is what would we call him? Sakshat Pashuhu. Yeah, he is nothing better than an animal, a Pashu. Because, see, Bhagavan has blessed the human being with the highest faculty of knowing, of discrimination, that is the buddhi. But this person has not applied the buddhi to learn any skill, any talent, and even to be able to appreciate music or to learn music or enjoy some piece of literature, sahityam. Then what is this person doing? Simply Ahara, Nidra, Bhayam, Maithunan, Etat, Samanyam, Pashubihir, Naranam. It is said, what is common between human beings and animals? Ahara, eating, Nidra, sleeping, Bhayam, survival instinct, and Maithunam, pleasure seeking. Yeah? But what is the real difference is the dharma pursuit. Now, dharma and moksha is the pursuit which makes the human being stand out. And otherwise, it's a very instinctive, programmed living. So here, Bhartrhari is censuring this kind of, human being who is simply eating, drinking, sleeping, and enjoying life. So he's called Sakshat Pashuhu. And what kind of Pashuhu? Pucha Vishana Hina. That is one without a tail and without horns. Yeah, such an animal. Then Trinam na khadanapi jivamana. So this animal, which animal? The human animal, yeah, does not eat grass, of course. Trinam na khadan api jivamana. And he is living. He continues to live. He continues to live. But that bhagadheyam paramam. But that is indeed a great blessing that the human animal does not eat grass. Why? Blessing for whom? Pashunam. For the cows and the goats and the sheep. Yeah. So here, this is an attack by Bhartrhari on this consumerist attitude, very self-centered, pleasure-seeking human who, is no better than an animal if he lives like this. Yeah. And without having developed the buddhi. And so it's a blessing to other animals, because if this humans also started eating grass, then there would be nothing left for the poor animals. So Bhartrhari says, Tad bhagadheyam paramam pashunam. It is a great blessing for, the other animals. Yeah? So here, that is part of this Murkha Paddhati. And now we are leaving this section and we are moving to the next section. Yeah? And that is called Vidvat Paddhati. Vidvat Paddhati is all about the glory of knowledge. And there we are going to see that how Bhartrhari describes knowledge as the greatest wealth, a wealth that is inexhaustible and imperishable. You know, there are various types of wealth in the world, is it not? There are solid assets, liquid assets, there is a wealth of property, then wealth of a status, a name and fame in the world, or if you own a Mercedes Benz, you know, or music is a source of wealth. But far exceeding all this, we are going to see in the next few shlokas how the knowledge is the antardhanam. It is the inner, inexhaustible wealth. Yeah? And that is our next shloka here. Number 16. हर्तुर्याति न गोचरं किमपि शं पुष्णाति यत् सर्वदापि अर्थिभ्यः प्रतिपाद्यमानमनिशं प्राप्नोति वृद्धिं पराम् कल्पान्तेष्वपि न प्रयाति निधनं विद्याख्यम् अन्तर्धनम् येषां तान् प्रतिमानमुच्यत नृपाः कस्तैः सह स्पर्धते हर्तुर्याति न गोचरं किमपि शम् पुष्णाति यत् सर्वदापि अर्थिभ्यः प्रतिपाद्यमानमनिशं प्राप्नोति वृद्धिं पराम् कल्पान्तेष्वपि न प्रयाति निधनं विद्याख्यमन्तर्धनम् येषां तान् प्रतिमानमुच्यत नृपाः कस्तैः सह स्पर्धते. So here the verse is about knowledge as the antardhanam. Vidyakhyam antardhanam. Vidya is called the inner, invisible, subtlemost wealth, antardhanam. So hartuhu yati na gocharam किमपि शं पुष्णाति यत् सर्वदा अपि अर्थिभ्यः प्रतिपाद्यमानम् अनिशं प्राप्नोति वृद्धिं पराम् कल्पान्तेषु अपि न प्रयाति निधनं विद्याख्यम् अन्तर्धनं येषां तान् प्रतिमानम् उच्यत नृपाः कः तैः सह स्पर्धते. So this is in the longer meter. No? It is a long verse, but very famous verse here where it is talking about the glory of Vidya. Now, Bhartrhari is glorifying Vidya as the imperishable wealth. No? It is antardhana. Whereas you see all the form of bahidhana, external wealth like property, gold, cars, estate, wealth, bank account, everything is what? Subject to time. It is here today, but we have to take care to maintain it. How to protect it? How are we going to invest it? How are we going to enjoy and spend it? So it is rather a source of worry, bahidhanam, but not so this antardhanam vidyakhyam, this inner wealth. So here, what does Bhartrhari say? Hartuhu gocharam na yati. Hartuhu yati na gocharam. See, gocharam, this go shabda has got many meanings we have seen in Bhajagovindam. Go mata, go means gam, earth, and go means Veda. But here, go means sense organs. Yeah? And so, gocharam is really, where do the sense organs go towards? Sense objects. So, gocharam refers to a tangible objects of enjoyment. But here, Bhartrhari says, Hartuhu na yati gocharam. This inner antardhanam, invisible knowledge well is not available for whom? Harta. Who is the Harta? Who does haranam? Who takes it? In other words, harta is a thief, a stenaha. So, hartuhu na yati gocharam antardhanam vidyakhyam. So, that is, this knowledge and wealth cannot be grabbed or stolen by a thief. It is not accessible for thieves, cannot be stolen. Just like the thieves will do land grabbing, trespassing, this is not possible. Hattuhu yati na gocharam. Kimapi sham pushnati yat sarvada. And this antardhanam called vidya, knowledge, sarvada always does what? Sham pushnati. Pushnati means nourish or enhances. So, this knowledge is always enhancing our ananda. You see, even to enjoy a material, sensual pleasure, we need some knowledge, yeah, and of an ice cream or whatever we enjoy in a worldly sense, that is also knowledge only. But then, as we proceed to the subtler realms, lokas, and the buddhi, there is subtle forms of anandam, and that Bhatrahari says, Sarvada Pushnati Sham. You take a scientist, for example. A scientist spends hours and hours trying to discover a new strain of bacteria or virus. And that makes him so happy. He's thrilled by the discovery. Yeah. Or you take a Sanskrit grammarian. There is a shloka where the grammarians, they follow the signs of meters, chandas. So if they can save even one syllable or one matra, then it is said they celebrate as though it is a putrotsava, as though it is, one is celebrating the birth of a child. So here it is said that how knowledge, increases our ananda. And we know from our study of Vedanta, ultimately Paravidya will give us that Swarupananda, the ananda that will never fade away, and that is the Swarupa, one's own nature. So this is the difference between this external wealth and internal wealth. External wealth is fading away and it needs protection and it needs maintenance. Yeah, but whereas the antardhanam is, can never be stolen away and it is always, protecting us, in fact, in life. Then what? The second line, arthibhyaha pratipadyamanam anisham prapnoti vriddhim param. Now, external wealth, when we spend it, yeah, then obviously the amount will decrease. Yeah, but what about the inner wealth? When we spend the antardhanam vidya, how will we spend it? Pratipadyamanam arthibhyaha. So we are all arthis right now. Arthis means the seekers. Arthis. So arthibhyaha, for the seekers, whoever is seeking knowledge, when we share the knowledge by teaching or forwarding messages or discussing with them, or as you all did, on this Guru Purnima and Shankara Jayanti presentations, what happens? Vriddhim param prapnoti. That clarity, that understanding will only get reinforced and grow. Yeah, vriddhim means growth. So it will grow even more. That is why it is said that sharing is twice learning. So when we have to share with somebody, then I have to be clear, and that increases my own clarity. So this knowledge will increase with and become more and more clear, and that is how it nourishes us. And we have seen earlier in the calculus of Ananda from the Taittiriya Upanishad how there are degrees of Ananda. And when we go to the subtler and subtler levels, like enjoying subtle music, enjoying a subtle pleasure at the Vijnanamaya Kosha level, it is very, very subtle. That is the Sham Pushnati here. Then what? Can this knowledge, be destroyed? Yeah, like supposing there's a fire, or there's a burglary. Then all the external wealth is gone. What about this antardhanam, vidyadhanam? Kalpanteshu api na prayati nidhanam vidyakhyam antardhanam. So this inner wealth of vidya cannot be destroyed even at the end of a kalpa at pralaya, at the end of the lifespan of Brahmadev. We have seen after that astronomical figure, the whole even Brahmaloka gets dissolved and everything collapses into the unmanifest causal state. But Vidya is not lost. Tam buddhi samyogam tatra paurvadehikam labhati. In the Gita, chapter 6, Bhagavan says that whatever we have gained and acquired in terms of knowledge in the previous birth, we pick up the thread of knowledge in this birth. Why? Because it was carried forward. Sukshma Shariram has all the knowledge in the form of samskaras which travel from birth to birth. So this knowledge, there is no nidhana for it, no death, no destruction. Yeah, as we find in the case of external wealth. When this demonetization happened, many people had lot of money in cash in their homes, yeah, but they were all devalued overnight. So external wealth is perishable, it is unpredictable, but internal wealth of vidya, knowledge, is imperishable and it always increases. Vriddhim prapnoti, as we dwell upon it through Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasnam. Is not our knowledge giving us the anandam? Yes, because the knowledge is giving us a new insight, a new appreciation, and attitudinal shift, cognitive shift is happening, and that is the way knowledge nourishes one's being. Then the last line, what does the poet say? Yesham tan pratimanam uchchata he nripaha. So, Yesham, for those who have this internal wealth, antardhanam, O kings. Now we have to imagine that Bhadrahari is addressing kings in those days. Yeah? And what kind of kings? The kings who are very affluent, who are very powerful. And what is he saying to them? Tan prati manam uchchata. You please drop all your manam, means arrogance, arrogance of might and, superiority, that you have the external material wealth. But tan prati, tan, who are the tan? The wise. The wise who have this imperishable wealth of knowledge, yeah, you give up your enmity and hostility. Yeah? Give up your pride. Yeah, and taihi, last, kaha taihi sahaspardhate. Who is there who can compete with them? That means there is no match to wisdom. Yeah? So wisdom is the greatest weapon, wisdom is the greatest wealth, and we're going to see how wisdom is the greatest ornament. So this Bhadrahari looks like he's advising some kings in his times that you can, snatch away comfort, you can snatch away their status, conveniences, their wealth even, but you cannot take away the inner wealth of balance and wisdom from any of them. Yesham tan prati manamucchata hi nripaha kahataihi saha spardhate iti. This is the shloka on the wisdom. We'll just chant it again so that you are able to follow it with meaning. Harturyati nagocharam kimapi sham pushnati yat sarvadapi arthibhya pratipadyamana manisham prapnoti vriddhim param kalpanteshvapi na prayati nidhanam vidyakhyamantardhanam yesham tan pratimanamujjhata nripaha kastai sahaspardhate. Now there is a very beautiful another subhashitam. Na choraharyam, na cha rajaharyam, na bhatrabharyam, na cha bharakari. Vyaye krite vardhata eva nityam vidyadhanam sarvadhana pradhanam. This is again a very famous subhashitam, which says that the wealth of knowledge cannot be snatched or burgled by thieves, and it is not taxable even. All this house tax, property tax, GST is not there for knowledge. So nacha rajaharyam. So today we don't have kings, but we have officers, ministers, and government, and they make all kinds, the wealth is all taxable, but not so this Antardhanam Vidya. Then the Bhratrabhajyam. Bhratrabhajyam is that this wealth is unlike the external wealth, which can never be disputed between siblings. Today so many siblings are claiming the right share to property, but not so this Vidya Dhanam. Yeah. Nacha Bharakari. No, Nacha Bharakari means it is not burdensome. Yeah, knowledge, the more knowledge we get, the more clarity there is, the more anandam there is. But external wealth, the more external wealth there is, it becomes a source of worry and fear of theft, chain snatching, land grabbing, and all these online frauds and scams that are going on. This is all due to the tangible external. So Bhartrahari is saying Vidyadhanam Sarvadhana Pradhanam. This is the best kind of wealth. So may one acquire this Antardhanam, this wealth of knowledge. That was about knowledge. Next, let us continue. Ambhojini Vanavihara Vilasameva. Ambhojini Vanavihara Vilasameva. Hamsasya hanti nitaram kupito vidhata. Hamsasya hanti nitaram kapito vidhata. Natvasya dugdha jala bheda vidhau prasiddham. Natvasya dugdha jala bheda vidhau prasiddham. Vaidhakti kirtim apahattumasau samarthaha. Vaidhakti kirtim apahattumasau samarthaha. Ambhojini is a lotus. Vana, forest. Vihara is roaming about. Vilasa, pleasure. So the pleasure of roaming about in a forest of lotuses. Evam hamsasya hanti nitaram kupitaha vidhata. Na tu asya dugdha jala bheda vidhau prasiddham vaidakti kirtim apahartum asau samarthaha. So here it is talking about, again, about these wise people, the Viveki. The first word we'll take up here is Vidhata. Who is Vidhata here? Vidhata refers to Brahmadev, creator. So let us suppose the Vidhata is Kupitaha, angry. This Kupitaha Vidhata, what will he do? What can he do maximum? Nitaram, he can do what? Hanti. He can prevent the Hamsa. Now Hamsa, we've just concluded Hamsa Gita. Hamsa is the Vahanam of Brahma, Brahmadev and Saraswati Devi. So now the Hamsa. What is the Hamsa famous for? We know Shira, Neera, Viveka. The Hamsa can, discriminate between milk and water even if they are mixed up. We know that. Shira, Neera, Viveka, it possesses. Then also the Hamsa, the swans, they love to, float about in lotus ponds, in forests, they enjoy the breeze. And that is the first line. Ambhojini Vanavihara Vilasam. They love that. Yeah. So what will this Kupitaha, angry Brahmadev, what can he do? Hamsasya Hanti. He can remove that pleasure or that enjoyment of the poor swan. The swan who is enjoying in the forest of lotuses. But Natu Asya Dugdha Jala Bheda Vidhihi. But the inherent renowned skill of distinguishing milk from water, even Brahmadev cannot remove if he is angry. Yeah, a hypothetical situation here. Vaidagdhi kirtim apahartum na asau samarthaha. He is not capable of removing that inherent skill. Yeah, inherent skill. and of this separating milk from water. Only the external environment surrounding perhaps Brahmadev can change. Yeah? So, you see the vivid imagery and humor and satire that Bhartrihari uses to highlight that the same is the case of wise people. We cannot take away their viveka, their vairagyam, their shatka sampati, their mukshitvam. But externally, yes, we can. The affluent people, powerful people can rob their surroundings, the comfort, conveniences, wealth, but never their internal state of balance and wisdom. Okay? So let us now chant this same shloka again. अम्भोजिनी वनविहार विलासमेव हंसस्य हन्ति नितरां कुपितो विधाता न त्वस्य दुग्धजलभेदविधौ प्रसिद्धां वैदग्धी कीर्तिमपहर्तुमसौ समर्थः. Now we move to the next, a very famous shloka, and very, very popular in all ashrams and gurukulams. Let's chant it first. केयूराणि न भूषयन्ति पुरुषम् हारा न चन्द्रोज्ज्वला न स्नानं न विलेपनं न कुसुमं नालङ्कृता मूर्धजाः वाण्येका समलङ्करोति पुरुषम् या संस्कृता धार्यते क्षीयन्ते खलु भूषणानि सततं वाग्भूषणं भूषणम्. Again. केयूराणि न भूषयन्ति पुरुषम् हारा न चन्द्रोज्ज्वला न स्नानं न विलेपनं न कुसुमं नालङ्कृता मूर्धजाः वाण्येका समलङ्करोति पुरुषम् या संस्कृता धार्यते क्षीयन्ते खलु भूषणानि Satatam Vagbhushanam Bhushanam. Maybe some of you are familiar with this. Bhushanam is the key word here. Bhushanam means ornament. So this shloka is talking about the importance of speech. Vak Indriyam. Now we know the Vak Indriyam is both a Jnanendriyam and a Karmendriyam. Here the Karmendriyam Vak is talked about. How important it is. Speech is such a unique and powerful faculty. Without speech, can teaching happen or listening happen? We communicate through speech alone. And you see the range of human speech. What a range we have in the mouth itself. Guttural, palatal, cerebrals, dentals, labial. All this range of sounds are possible only for the human beings. So, through this art of communication, that is this Vak Indriyam, we can encourage, inspire the listeners, or we can also negatively impact the people. We can generate agitation in their minds, anger, suffering also through harsh words. So here Bhartrihari, talks about how there is no ornament like Vak Bhushanam. And so he describes Vak as an ornament, the most beautiful ornament. And what about other ornaments? So that is explained here. Keyurani. Keyura means a bracelet or even an armlet, around the arm. So Keyurani na bhushayanti purusham. So armlets and bracelets made of gold or whatever material do not really adorn a person. Then what about necklaces, haraha, necklaces which are chandrojvalaha, as luminous as the moon? They also na bhushayanti. They also do not really adorn a person. Now why jewels, Jewels do not really adorn because the jewels are subject to wear and tear or theft. They fade away. Or if the jewels don't fade away, the body is going to fade away. So after certain age, then it no longer beautifies the person, yeah, because of the age factor. Yeah? That is meant here. Then na snanam, na vilepanam, bath. So the baths are also various kind of baths: oil bath, steam bath, mud bath, and these queens like Cleopatra. We hear they would have baths in milk and fragrant spices, yeah, every day. So do they not add luster and beauty to the person? Yes, but temporarily. Again, we have to do snanam every day. So na snanam. What about vilepanam? Body lotion, makeup, face packs, aloe vera, neem, all these various things. Na bhushayanti. They are also temporary. Na kusumam. Na alankrita murdhajaha. The word murdhajaha means, murdha means head. And ja is that which is born on the head. What is born on the head? Hair. So murdhajaha means hair. Okay. Now, we see that today thousands of rupees will be spent in beauty parlors on hairstyling, especially if there's a marriage. Then the central point of attraction is the bride's hairdo. Yeah, there'll be silver and golden threads and jewels and flowers and all that. And sometimes in the European countries, they spend as much as 700 euros for one hairstyling. Yeah, that is an amazing amount. So these flowers and jewels, na alankritaha murdhajaha. They don't really, beautify the hair forever. We have to add that because anatma body, anatma hair, and anatma bhushanani. Yeah. So they also cannot truly decorate. Then what adorns a person? Third line, vani eka. It is speech alone. Speech alone, what does speech alone do? Sam alankaroti. Some, the prefix is samyak. Perfectly it adorns. Alankaroti decorates whom? Purisham. Purusha means a person. Then what kind of vani? Ya samskrita dharyate. The vani that is samskrita vani. Pure, refined, cultured. Now, the speech which is gentle and soft and polite, even if it is a bitter truth, we are able to listen to it. Yeah. And so here, Bhatrahari is talking about how speech is so very important and it is the most beautiful ornament which adorns the person. Yeah. And more about speech we have come across in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 17. If you remember, Bhagavan talked about Vangmayam tapas. Yeah? What is the tapas of speech? Yeah? Anudvegakaram vakyam satyam priyam hitam chayat swadhyayabhyasanam chaiva Vangmayam tapa uchyate. That is the speech that is spoken. The spoken word must pass through 4 filters or 4 criteria. First is anudvegakaram. It should not generate udvegam. Udvega means agitation in the listener's mind. Yeah, suppose we are talking about something in a very sensational manner. So Puja Swamiji was very particular about Vak Tapas in the Gurukulams. Then he would say, do not gossip, do not exaggerate, do not tell bitter truths or pleasant lies, do not gossip about the third person, do not criticize the food provided in the Annakshetram. Because in the Gurukulam, one has come to study. Yeah? And only Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasnam should be the priority. Yeah? Nothing else. There was no distractions either, no newspaper, no internet, no Netflix, no mobile tower also. So the mind may tend, to be rajasic or even tamasic. Yeah? So here the Gita beautifully says that the speech should be anudvegakaram, non-agitating, then satyam, truth, priyam, pleasing, hitam, beneficial. Only if it satisfies the 4 criteria should we speak. Otherwise, maunam. Maunam parama sadhanam. Okay. Can you all hear me still? Rajeshwari, are you sharing something? Okay. All right. So the 3 lines are over, and now we come to the last line. Then what about all the other bhushanani? Kshiyante khalu bhushanani satatam vak bhushanam bhushanam. Yeah. So vak alone is the true bhushanam, and all the other bhushanani kshiyante. Kshiyante means they all fade away in time through wear and tear. No, and satata vak bhushanam bhushanam. And sometimes it is very difficult how to say a bitter truth, yeah, in a pleasant way. Yeah, so then it depends on the listener. If the listener is ready with a mature mind, then the truth can be accepted. Otherwise it can be avoided and to observe mount. Okay, now let us chant this verse again. केयूराणि न भूषयन्ति पुरुषम् हारा न चन्द्रोज्ज्वलाः न स्नानं न विलेपनं न कुसुमं नालङ्कृता मूर्धजा वाण्येकासमलङ्करोति कुसुमम् वाण्येकासमलङ्करोति पुरुषं या संस्कृता धार्यते क्षीयन्ते खलु भूषणानि सततं वाग्भूषणं भूषणम्. So, proceeding to the next one. Next one is also dedicated to Vidya. विद्यानाम नरस्य रूपमधिकम् प्रच्छन्न गुप्तं धनं विद्या भोगकरी यशः सुखकरी विद्या गुरूणां गुरुः विद्या बन्धुजनो विदेशगमने विद्या परा देवता विद्या राजसु पूज्यते न तु धनम् विद्या विहीनः पशुः विद्यानाम नरस्य रूपमधिकम् प्रच्छन्न गुप्तं धनं विद्या भोगकरी यशः सुखकरी विद्या गुरूणां गुरुः विद्या बन्धुजनो विदेशगमने विद्या परा देवता विद्या राजसु पूज्यते न तु धनम् विद्या विहीनः पशुः. Again, vidya vihina pashu. So notice how almost every quarter is beginning with the word vidya. Vidya nama narasya rupam adhikam prachanna guptam dhanam. Vidya bhogakari yashaha sukakari vidya gurunam guruhu. Vidya bandhu janaha videshagamane. Vidya para devata vidya rajasu pujyate natu dhanam vidya vihina pashuhu. All about vidya. Yeah? See, this is why our land and Sanatana Dharma reveres vidya. No? We have Akshara Abhyasa and we revere the learned teachers and acharyas and gurus and also pursue vidya. For us, everything is divine and sacred. So what does the poet say here? Vidya nama narasya rupam adhikam. The rupam, the form of a person, is enhanced. The beauty is enhanced by vidya. Vidya alone. So knowledge adds beauty to a person. Because this is a very subtle, invisible beauty. Today when we study Shankaracharya's works, yeah, there is no question of physical beauty. Yeah, so we are enjoying the beauty of his mind, the beauty of his bhashyas, and the beauty of his works. Yeah, that is the hidden beauty of Vidya. Even Vyasacharya, it is said that Vyasacharya was born on an island. Yeah, and he was not very good looking. Yeah, but he was very dark and apparently not very good looking. But the Dhyani shloka are not describing as Vishala Buddhi, Namosate Vyasa Vishala Buddhi, of vast expanded intellect and also like a openly blossomed lotus. Yeah? So that is why it is said beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. So ignoring physical characteristics, yeah, one sees the quality of speech, the quality of thought, and that is the beauty which adhikam narasya rupam karodi. That enhances the beauty of a person. Now, the cultured vani, and that is what attracts karshati. Then this vidya is prachanna. Prachanna means invisible. It is hidden. Now we all don't know how much we all know or we don't know, right? Only we know that. So that is why it is prachanna. It's considered a secret wealth. And it is guptam. Gupta means protected and secret wealth. Then it is vidya is what bhoga kari. Now bhoga is pleasure. Now, it is only because of Vidya that one can learn a skill or a talent and can earn money through some Apara Vidya and enjoy the pleasures. If I buy material possessions or if I enjoy a certain lifestyle, it is all because of some Vidya I must have pursued or gained. That is why Vidya is Bhogakari. And then again, Vidya is what? Yashas Sukhakari. It is Vidya that brings yashas, fame, and also happiness. Yeah. Today, we see how many people have become billionaires and millionaires just because of maybe some talent, cooking talent, public speaking, or some talent that they have. They've enhanced it, and now they are, earning a lot of money. So, Vidya can bring in any kind of Vidya. Here we are not talking about Paravidya alone. Yeah, Aparavidya also. That excellence in any field to be a specialist will bring in Bhoga, will bring in success and name, fame, all kinds of happiness. Yashaha Sukakari. Then Vidya is Gurunam Guruhu. Gurunam Guruhu, because Vidya is the essence of the Guru. Yeah, it is the essence of the Guru, means it is the Gurutvam in any Acharya. That is why we are all listening and doing Shravanam, Mananam. Why? Because Vidya gives us the Anandam. Yeah, Vidya gives me that Sarupananda and shows me the way to freedom and opens my Jnana Chakshuhu. So that is the Guru Nam Guruhu. That's why it is said that Jivhagre Vasati Saraswati. Saraswati resides at the tip of the tongue. That is why whenever we get angry or when we use slang words or, we, in a moment, we just fume, fret and fume and, go into a rage. We are insulting Saraswati Devi. So, we have to teach the children this, how to respect Saraswati is to be calm and centered, use pleasing, polite speech. She is the Guru Nam Guruhu, Vidya Devi. Then Vidya Bandhu Janaha Videsha Gamane. So, Videsha Gamane means when you travel abroad. I'm sure all of us have traveled or are traveling or going to travel for some reason or the other. So, when we travel abroad, when I first went to Germany, I did know the language, but I did not know anything else. So, what helps us in a foreign country where we don't have bandhujanas, we don't have relatives, we don't have friends, nothing, and it's unfamiliar terrain, unfamiliar language, and how to take the metro, and transport system is very weird. To us, the food, everything is alien. Vidya. So, there is another Subhashitam. Swagrahe pujate grahaswami, swagrame pujate devata, swadeshe pujate raja, vidwan sarvatra pujate. So, it is said that in your own house, parents, or the grahaswami will be respected. Then in your gramam, the grama devata. In the country, the PM or the president, they will be respected. But vidwan sarvatra pujate. A learned person, a cultured person, and who's educated will be respected everywhere. So when we are in Videsha, in a foreign country, then we have to find our way about, we have to earn a living there, communicate what we want to do or what we are knowing. Only Vidya will help us there. So learning a language is very good there in a foreign country because immediately you connect to the people and the culture and they're ready to help. So Vidya is what? Bandhujanaha. It will help us in need wherever we go. Then Vidya Para Devata. Vidya is the ultimate divinity, greatest divinity. And it is a divinity with what? Rajasu Pujate. The Rajas, they worship the divinity. So, in olden times, we know very well how the kings were patrons. They patronized the arts like sculpture, music, drama, theater, poetry, literature, music. All these were supported by the kings. Even today, we find, great people in, in a higher positions. They are helping these arts and skills, any kind of vidya survive. Yeah. So that is meant here, Rajasa Pujat. So these Rajas, Natu Dhanam Pujati. So the Rajas don't appreciate or encourage just mere materialistic wealth. So they encourage the true learning, skills, and the arts. Yeah? And so the last one is, and so look at the amazing benefits of Vidya. It can help us in our own land, own home, foreign country. It is the greatest imperishable, inexhaustible wealth. But without that, Vidya Vihinaha Sakshal Pashu. One would be just an animal. So, animal that has not fully developed the buddhi, yeah, and living an instinctive life and just after artha and kama pursuits. That is why in our varnashrama vyavastha, this life is divided into 4 stages. What is the first ashrama? Brahmacharya ashrama. And this brahmacharya ashrama is the ashrama that is dedicated to learning. The first 25 years, we have to learn about dharma, adharma, and how to have a strong physique and build up the career, which we have all done. Because that only is a strong foundation for the later years. Yeah, that is a foundation for grihastha also, and then later vanaprastha, and then eventually sannyasa. So we may have seen whatever skill we may have picked up in our younger days, like computer skills, or anything, cooking or crochet or language, bhasha, they all serve us at some point or the other. They become useful to us. And if they are not useful in a very evident way, they are useful in a very subtle way. Yeah, they purify the mind because without the aparavidya jnanam, we cannot come to paravidya. Yeah, because if a person has not studied anything, not educated, learned any skill, any talent, cannot appreciate any of the fields, then how can the person enjoy or appreciate the highest renunciation? So, like that one person, an uneducated person came to Swami Vivekananda and desired sannyasa. He says, I have nothing to do with the world and I want sannyasa Maharaj. Then Swami Vivekananda said, but what have you gained in life? Have you, have you struggled and put the effort to gain anything in life that you can now renounce? So there will not be any balam in your sannyasa. There will not be any stability. Yeah? So go and find some work to do and establish yourself professionally, learn a talent or a skill, and then after a few years, when the buddhi is somewhat vikasita, developed, then it can aim for the highest sannyasa or the renunciation. Okay. Let us chant this shloka also once again. विद्या नाम नरस्य रूपमधिकम् प्रच्छन्नगुप्तं धनम् विद्या भोगकरी यशः सुखकरी विद्या गुरूणां गुरुः विद्या बन्धुजनो विदेशगमने विद्या परा देवता विद्या राजसु पूजते न तु धनम् विद्या विहीनः पशुः ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ